Krishna, dear devotees. We're going to move on to spiritual disclosure from the Bhagavad Gita. So today our speaker is Krishna Prabhu. Okay. And Krishna Prabhu has been practicing Krishna consciousness for the past. He's also distributing books since he moved to Charlotte and conducts online Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam reading calls. Recently, Prabhuji took shelter of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj and would like to follow his Shiksha Guru to preach Bhagavad Gita. So I request everyone to please be seated and give your full attention to Prabhuji.
Haribo.
The speaker is in this series. That's what we have right now. Yes.
Sit down and hold. Straight.
You're calling? Okay, I guess I am. Is there a problem with the stream? Or what's going on? You're calling to the doctor for what's going on? She wants the link in the group chat.
Wait, what about the live?
Yeah. Prabhu, do we need to watch Fox TV now?
No. Make it big.
Why it is like this? So you go here. Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Wait,
Want me to turn a little?
You know, good. Massage is the main thing for us. Very So
only one person.
Hare Krishna devotees, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. I will start with prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayana Namaskritya Dharam Chaivanuttamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Devayadayat Ashtaprayeshu Bhakteshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhakanishti Shrinuram Svatapah Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hriyantasthurya Bhadrani Vidhamati Sata Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Nanda Rupakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Bhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahya Dadati Soparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Dharakaram Shri Guru Vaishnavam श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भगवते श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिते नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna devotees. I know I'm not qualified enough to sit here and speak, but I take this opportunity to purify myself. I seek blessings from all the senior Vaishnavas assembled here. Please bless me such that I can speak the right words, such that I can please Guru and Gauranga. So, today I was asked to speak on Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter, verse 22nd. We all can recite verse and translation, and then we can go into further discussion. पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गोऽस्य सदसद्योनिजन्मसु पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् सदसद्योनिजन्मसु Anyone want to decide?
पुरुषा प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गोऽस्य सदसद्योनिजन्मसु पुरुषा प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गोऽस्य सदसद्योनिजन्मसु पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजान् गुणान् कारणं गुणस्थो संगोस्य सत् असद्योनिजन्मसु
पुरुषः प्रकृतिस्थो हि भुङ्क्ते प्रकृतिजन् गुणान् कारणं गुणसङ्गोऽस्य सद्योनिजन्मसु
If no one will continue to read translation. Anyone want to read word to word meaning?
Purusha, the living entities, Prakritistaha, being situated in the material energy, he certainly, Bhunte enjoys, Prakritijan, produced by the material nature, Gunan, the modes of nature, Karanam, the cause, Gunasangraha, the association with the modes of nature, Asya, of the living entity, Sadasat, in good and bad, Yoni, species of life, Supreme Works.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone want to read the translation?
The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus he meets with good and evil amongst various species.
Thank you, Prabhu. We'll read the purport. Purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And we can take turns to read paras.
This verse is very important for an understanding of how the living entities transmigrate from one body to another. It is explained in the second chapter that the living entity is transmigrating from one body to another just as one changes dress. This change of dress is due to his attachment to material existence. As long as he is captivated by his false manifestation, he has to continue transmigrating from one body to another. Due to his desire to lord it over material nature, he is put into such undesirable circumstances. Under the influence of material desire, the entity is born sometimes as a demigod, sometimes as a man, sometimes as a beast, as a bird, as a worm, and as an aquatic, as a sanitary man, as a dog. This is going on. And in all cases, the living entity thinks himself to be the master of his circumstances. Yet, he is under the influence of material nature.
Thank you, Prabhu. Anyone want to read the next paragraph?
How he is put into such different bodies is explained here. It is due to association with the different modes of nature. One has to rise, therefore, above the three modes of material nature and become situated in the transcendental position that is called Krishna consciousness. Unless one is situated in Krishna consciousness, his material consciousness will oblige him to transfer from one body to another because he has material desire since time and immemorial. But he has to change that conception. That change can be effected only by hearing from authoritative sources. The best example is here. Arjuna is hearing the science of God from Krishna. The living entity, if he submits to this hearing process, will lose his long cherished desire to dominate material nature, and gradually and proportionately as he reduces his long desire to dominate, he comes to enjoy spiritual happiness. In a Vedic mantra, it is said that as he becomes learned in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he proportionately relishes his eternal blissful life.
Thank you, Mataji. So, from this verse, we can learn many things. As I hear from the devotees and Prabhupada, I can get three important points from this verse. Basically, Bhagavad Gita talks about 5 main subject areas, right? So here, which is Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, and living entity, the Jiva, the Prakriti, and Karma and Kala. How the living entity engages in different activities, karma, and how those activities lead to take different births over the period of time, and how this material nature and living entity overall is controlled by the Supreme Lord, right? In this verse, Krishna is giving the how that relation is, how is that related? How we, the living entities, are related in this material nature, right? So the relationship of Jiva and Prakriti is mentioned. Also, how we are conditioned in this material world, right? That is mentioned. And another important point we can learn from is the association, the power of association. So if you look at this one, this I got it from another Maharaj's presentation. So we can see we are all part and parcel of the Lord. We know that, right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mamayamsho Jiva Loki Jiva Bhataha Sanatana Manaha Sastani Indriyani Prakriti Sthani Karshati. So even though in this it is represented as if Ishvara is separate, soul is separate, Prakriti is separate, but as we understand from Prabhupada, Krishna has external energy and internal energy, right? Superior energy, which is the internal energy, and inferior energy, which is the material energy. We are all conditioned souls which are under the influence of Prakriti, which is the external energy of the Supreme Lord. So here Krishna says in this verse, Purushaha Prakristhohi Bhunte Prakritijan Gunan. So the living entity is enjoying the modes of material nature situated in the material energy. So we have to understand how we are conditioned, how the material energy is entrapping us. Right? As Prabhupada mentioned beautifully in the purport. So we all know that the Prakriti is also under the control of the Supreme Lord, as we see. But when we the living entities are associated or are coming to the contact of the Prakriti. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti external energy consists of 8 important things, right? Which is 5 earth, fire, water, ether, and air, right? So, and mind, intelligence, and false ego. So, we, the living entities, when we come into the contact of external energy, we are conditioned and controlled by this external energy. We forget our real identity. So, that because of that, the foundation of the Maya is the mode of ignorance. So it covers our real identity, and we think that we are this body, right? That's where all our suffering starts, right? So, for example, before coming to the Krishna consciousness in childhood, I used to think when I was studying in my school, when I become elder, if I become a teacher and I earn 3,000 rupees per month, I think I can happily live in this world, back in 1990s. Then once I graduated to college, then I realized, no, that is not sufficient. Now there is so much going on, and there is engineering, medicine, and we hear from friends and family, okay, no, we have to become an engineer to settle well in the family and have a good name in the society then. So then, okay, we take that, okay, I joined engineering and became an engineer. Our friends used to say, once you get a good rank and get into college, you'll be happy. No problems. Then we study hard, get a good seat in the college, then somehow we got into the job, then we think we are happy, but our struggle continues, right? So the thing is, we are in an identity crisis. When we identify ourselves with this body, that's when everything starts, when the comparison starts, right? The duality starts. And when we compare with others, we think, okay, I am poor, I am rich, I am earning less, I am beautiful, I'm ugly, or like this, all the dualities start and we go into different emotions, right? So we, most of the time, either we are in the bodily platform or mental platform. So because we are in a society where blind leading the blind, in terms of in the words of Prabhupada says, when someone who thinks himself is a controller and he doesn't know how to control, and if we follow, we also in the same trap, right? So here we learn from the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Prakriti consists of three modes, right? One is mode of ignorance, passion, and goodness, right? So the basis, foundation of our suffering is the mode of ignorance, right? So when our identity is covered, that's when we identify ourselves. Okay, as I said, I become an engineer and I'll be happy. Then I study so hard and become an engineer. Then I start earning. Then still my struggle continues. Okay, you get married and have a nice, beautiful wife and get children. You'll be happy. Then again, we get married. Then our struggle continues, right? If our children doesn't listen, wife doesn't listen, or spouse doesn't listen, then we think, oh, then we compare with others. Oh, I should have married a different woman or different, right? So like this, the thoughts will sometimes make us stressful. So then like this, the desire will make us run behind things in this world, like the goalposts keep changing. Okay, I become this one, then I'll be happy. Then like that, we keep continuing, right? Like this. So to enjoy something, then we identify with something, then we start engaging in that activity. So the mode of passion will make us work in that path to become happy. So what is ultimately everyone wants? We all want to be happy every moment eternally. But is it really happening? Right? We are into anxiety, stress. Even if we go to a millionaire, even if you go to some president of a country, still, from our point of view, they may be rich, they may be in a good position, they have a lot of power. But how much anxiety and stress they are going through, we don't know, right? So, in like this, we are controlled by the Prakriti. But we think, as Prabhupada mentioned, we think we are the Lord of this material nature. I can control and be happy in this world. But Krishna says, Purushaha prakristho hi bhukte prakrijan gunan. So here, Krishna refers as us as living entity as Purusha. Prabhupada says Purusha here in the context refers to the enjoyer, because we have the propensity to enjoy, right? So Purushaha prakristho hi bhukte prakrijan gunan. So the modes of material nature, as we just discussed, we identify with something and want to enjoy something like that. Actually, are we doing, or our nature is making us do things? Are we the doer?
We think.
We think. But who is the doer actually?
Nature.
Nature is the doer. Okay. So in Bhagavad Gita, multiple places it's mentioned, right? Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtam pashyati gunebhyascha param veti madbhavam sadhigachyati. So, na anyam gunebhyah kartaram. There is no other doer than the modes of material nature. Actually, because we identify with something, that's when we engage in the activity. So, because, for example, I become a doctor. When I have that identity, that's when I work in that field, right? So, but ultimately we are all hankering after happiness, right? So, but in these words, let me go back to the verse. Yeah. Karanam gunasangosya sadasajjoni janmasu. So, because of association of the material nature, we meet good and bad in the life. Good and bad in the sense, we may take good birth. So here the Prabhupada mentioned. So we'll see how the living entity transmigrates from one body to another body. Just like we transmigrate from childhood to youth to in the old age, then, right? Similarly, we transmigrate. So here, as per our scriptures, there are 84 lakh types of species, right? So out of this, the living entity can take birth on any one of these, right? In our Shastra, it is mentioned that all these 84 lakh can be divided into 4 types. Udbhuja, which is born from the earth. Then Swedaja, which is born from the sweat. Those which are born from the sweat. Andaja, which is born from the egg. Then Jaraija, which is born from the ovum, right? So the living entity transmigrates like this from one body to another body, and finally, when he reaches human form of life, that's when Krishna has given us advanced knowledge, advanced thinking capability to question, to inquire, right? But even after achieving what we want in our life, as a good engineer, doctor, or politician, but still while we are suffering, right? So if we think that our success in life is only to enjoy the sense gratification, that is available even for the animals, birds. In fact, it is mentioned even they enjoy more. It is mentioned a bear can sleep 6 months at a time. An elephant can eat tons of food. How much ever we earn, how much we can sleep, how much actually we are sleeping in this world, how much we can eat, right? So that's the reason in Srimad Bhagavatam, Vrishabhadeva says, Nayam deho dehabhajam druloke kastan kaman arhate vidbhujam ye tapodivyam putrakayena sattvam sudhyet yasmat brahma saukhyam tu anantam. After taking human form of life, we should not struggle, work too hard just to enjoy the senses. Why? That sense enjoyment is available even for the lower species of life. But the modern society, which is lack of Krishna consciousness, which is on the bodily and mental platform, we think, the society, if we follow the society, we think enjoying the senses is the ultimate thing, right? How much advancement we make, we still want to do that, right? So, but as it is available for the lower species of life, Vrishabhadeva says, the purpose of human form of life is to purify our existence through austerity and attain the Brahma Saukhyam. So, in this connection, we understand how the association plays an important role and how the purpose of human form of life is so much established in these words, right? Just like to do the austerity or to do anything, we should have the interest and love, then only we do, right? Typically, we go for office to work, to get some money and do something, right? Unless there is some interest to get money, we get money and we spend it to enjoy something that we love. So the love is what is pushing us forward in the life, what we love most, right? So if our interest, if our mind is attached to material things only, then we have to understand the nature of that material things, right? Krishna says, regarding the sense gratification, yeah. So as we see, the association of, just like in the if you want to enjoy the senses, then that enjoyment initially it may look good through mode of passion. Then we over the period we understand that it is actually giving pain. For example, we like some gulab jamuns or sweets, we eat, and if we love that so much and eat so much, then after eating so many gulab jamuns, then we think, okay, no, enough, I cannot take anymore. Or even if I take it, even if my tummy says no, I take it, then I have to face the consequences, right? So the happiness we derive from sense enjoyment, initially it looks like nectar, but at the end it gives us pain, right? So Krishna's asking us to see the reality through the knowledge of Shastra, right? Krishna gives this beautiful knowledge in Bhagavad Gita through which we can raise our vision from material platform to the spiritual platform, right? So if we associate with material things, what happens? If we associate with something which is eternal and happy, so we have to understand the nature. Then based on what actually is giving the pleasure, what is actually the source of pleasure, that if we understand through so there are multiple ways we can learn that, either through a personal experience or through listening from higher authority, right? Even so usually the analogy is given, if the iron is in contact with water over the period, it rusts. Different instruments, right? So here Krishna in this verse is Karanam Gunasangosya Satasat Yoni Janmasu. So because of the association of the three nodes of material nature, we meet different species of life in this one, right? Until we come into the Krishna consciousness, we don't know, okay, there is a higher happiness which we can enjoy in life as a human, right? If there is no devotee enters into my life, I will be just running behind things that entire world is running behind, right? So that is the reason that we are all very fortunate, because we came into the association of devotees. So that is the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas, right? So if we take the association of devotees, what happens? So because until then our identity, we identify with many things, and because of that false identity, we engage in many things, and we have so many impressions in our mind. We think, right, he is my enemy, my boss is like this, my neighbor is like this, my spouse is like this, right? We have so many impressions. We think only at that body level and mental level. Then we have so many emotions, all these lust, greed, anger, illusion, envy. So everything is polluting our mind. Through that is what is causing so much suffering in our life. So until we get the mercy of a guru or of Krishna, it is not possible to understand the reality. So it is mentioned, we will suffer as much as we are far away from the reality. Right? So we expect something, if you don't know the reality, then when we meet that reality, then we feel, okay, I thought this will give happiness, but actually it is giving pain, right? So then what is the solution, right? So here our situation is explained. What is our current situation? We are conditioned by the three modes of material nature, and because of that, we are transmigrating from one body to another body. Then how we can get rid of this? Right? That was explained by Krishna in the following chapter. Krishna says, Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sahagunan samatityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Krishna says, one who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. So, it is not easy to transcend the modes of nature. We listen so many lectures we listen, we read Bhagavad Gita. The moment we go outside, actually our identities come into picture. Okay, as a father, as an employee, or as a children, or as a friend, we associate so much with those identities, we forget our real identity, right? So once we are established in our real identity, that's when we can see the reality. Like that's the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a devotee, and in the form of devotee, and came us to give us our real identity. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jivera Swarupa Hai Nitya Krishna Das. Right? So, even though we are part and parcel of Krishna, we are entrapped in material nature, but still we can raise above this modes of material nature. How? In every situation, we have to remember our real identity as servant of Krishna and then engage in the activity. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't say leave your household life, leave your job, leave your everything and do just this one, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says be where you are, engage in your activities, but do it for the pleasure of Krishna, right? So what is Bhakti Yoga, right? That's what, to teach that, our Prabhupada came to US at the age of 69. Actually, this verse was spoken by Prabhupada during the last days of his life on earth, right? And this is the actually Prabhupada before coming to the association of his guru Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Saraswati Thakur, once Prabhupada was engaged in freedom fighting in India. Prabhupada at that time thought getting freedom for all the citizens of India is more important. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, no, Krishna consciousness is the immediate need, not even urgent, immediate need of the society. Unless someone comes into the Krishna consciousness, even if someone gets freedom, the problems and anxieties will still continue. That we are all experiencing, are not we? Right? So even though US is an advanced country, now we are seeing they are fighting over oil and we are getting into so much trouble. Why is it happening? Because we identify so much with this body, then we limit ourselves. We see someone as our enemy, right? So that's when Prabhupada wanted to give this mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to entire world. So that's the reason Prabhupada came to teach how we can engage in Krishna consciousness through Bhakti Yoga. What is Bhakti? Narada Maharshi says, having intense love towards the Lord, Supreme Lord, is Bhakti. So we love so many things in this world, but are they giving happiness always? No. But when we turn our love towards Krishna, who is the source of everything, who is the bliss embodied, knowledge embodied, who is eternal, then who is the best friend, he can empower us. Actually, it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna himself says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannishto mattaha smritihi jnanapohancha. I am seated in everyone's heart. From me comes remembrance, knowledge, and ignorance. Our parents gave us birth. They took care of us many things. But when we are in deep trouble, when we are having some health issues or anything, they can help only to some extent. But being seated as a super soul, he will guide us. Our parents may not be there in every situation, right? But Krishna will be there with us, life after life. Not only in humans, in every living entity, Krishna is there as a super soul. But our good fortune is that we, in the form of human form of life, we have an opportunity to know that we have a choice when we are performing an activity. What is our intention? To enjoy, to get something, or to serve Krishna. If we have the mentality, when we go to someone, if we have always a mentality like what I can get from this person, then it is more likely that we land into trouble. If we go with a mood of serving, how can I serve this person? How can I serve Krishna through this? Then we can practically see the difference in our life, right? So, one such example, Bhakti Yoga, once we have the love towards Krishna, then only we can engage in the service of Krishna, right? So, the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that's the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't give too many instructions. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave just 6 ashtakam. In that, the first verse says, Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhavamahadavagni Nirvapanam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking us to cleanse our mind, which is filled with lust, greed, anger, illusion, all these 6 anarthas from many lives, to cleanse this through chanting the holy name of the Lord. Just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we can cleanse the heart filled with lust, greed, anger, illusion, envy, right? So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for this Kali Yuga, just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can cleanse the heart. So, what does it mean? So, when the heart is purified, we automatically get love towards Krishna. Just like when Prahlad Maharaj was asked by Hiranyakashipu, why you always chant Sri Hari, Krishna? Why? What is there so much? And it was asked by his gurus. Then Prahlad Maharaj says, as a iron get attracted to magnet, I am naturally getting attracted to Krishna because he is so sweet. He is full of happiness. Because there is in the Bhagavatam it is said, the form of the Supreme Lord is so beautiful that Gopikas are cursing the Lord Brahma to design the eyes that blink for a moment. They don't want to take away, they don't want to blink the eyes just because they are not able to see Krishna for a moment. So such is the beauty of Lord Sri Krishna, right? Similarly, the Lord has so many transcendental qualities, right? It is mentioned the Ramayana, Valmiki wrote the Ramayana when he started with a question. Is there a human who has these 16 transcendental qualities? Right? Gunavan, Viryavan, Dharmajnasya, Kritajnasya, Satyavakshu, Bhagavata. So like this, is there anyone? So we all want to have association with someone who is honest, trustworthy, who is with us, who is capable of resolving our problems. But are we getting someone like that? We all have some limitations, but the Lord is supremely powerful. He can resolve any problem, right? Lord Rama gives the benediction. Sakrudeva prapanno yas tavasmiti chayachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadamita vratam mama. The Lord Rama has a vrata. What is that vrata? Someone comes and bows in front of me and says, Rama, I'm yours. Please take care of me. I will give him protection from all the living entities. I will give him fearlessness in all the situations. So, such is the, even if Ravana comes and gives Sita back and says, forgive me, then I will forgive Krishna, or forgive Ravana. So, such is the compassion of the Lord on all the living entities. So, when someone get attached to the beautiful form of the Lord, transcendental qualities of the Lord, pastimes of the Lord, and then they will not get attracted to the material things. Right? Why we are suffering in this world, as we just mentioned, we are trying to find pleasure on something which is actually giving pain to us, right? But when we turn our senses and engage in the service of the Lord, then we will get not only the knowledge, not only the fearlessness, we will be happy every moment. Because why? Because Krishna is knowledge personified, bliss personified, right? So when we with the pastimes of Krishna, we can get everything that we want in our life. Just like in Damodar Leela, Mother Yashoda just wants to, even though she has thousands of maid servants in her house to feed Krishna, she personally wanted to churn the curd and give butter to Krishna. So when we have the personal desire to serve Krishna, Krishna will appear. So Krishna appeared immediately. Then Krishna performed a beautiful pastime, Damodar Leela, right? So all Krishna wanted is a simple heart to serve with humility, without any duplicity. When we go in front of the Lord, even if we don't ask, Krishna knows what we are asking. But Krishna wants to see how honest we are, how much we are abide to the Krishna's will, right? So, like this, if we have association of anything related to the Supreme Lord Krishna, which is beyond the three modes, as Krishna says, Daivihi Esha Gunamayi Mamaya Durachya. All these three modes of material nature are very difficult to cross over. Manivaye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. But someone who surrenders to me, they will easily cross over it. Right? So, Krishna himself saying it is very difficult to cross over these three modes of material nature. And Krishna also says, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. So even if we know, even the great Pandits, so-called Jnanis, they surrender to Krishna after many lives. Because without surrendering to Krishna and performing loving devotional service, we cannot cross over this three modes of material nature. Right? So as we learn in these words, because of the attachment to the matter, we are transmigrating from one body to another body. So, what is the solution given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam kalau nasti eva determinata. So, Prabhupada, taking the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, gives us the beautiful process, simplified process. What is the process? Just do ABCD. What is this ABCD? Take prasad, offer it to Krishna and take honor it as a prasadam. Whatever, why we need to do that? We earn so much, we don't know how many sins we committed during the process of earning. When we offer it to Krishna and with love, when Krishna accepts it, it purifies. It purifies our senses, heart, right? So then chanting. So our body is purified with prasadam, but our mind, we deal with so many people throughout our day. We go into so many emotions throughout the day. How can we perform through that emotions and anxieties, right? So the chanting helps us control the mind and fix our attention on Krishna. So through that, Krishna can give us capacity to be above all the happiness and distress happening in our life, right? Because does it mean devotees doesn't have any problems? Devotees also get into some problems, but Krishna gives them enough power to raise above that, right? Otherwise, people can get into anxieties, stressed. How many people are committing suicide, right? So the chanting alone can purify us. Then it will invoke the sublime love we have towards the Lord, right? So it is mentioned that in Kalisantana Upanishad, after searching through all the Vedic literature, one cannot find a method of religion more sublime for this age than chanting of Harinam. Harinam is so powerful. Why? The name of the Lord has everything that we need. Because, for example, when we say Krishna, the meaning of Krishna is someone who is eternally blissful, Satchidananda. Someone who attracts everything. Krishna attracts everything. Actually, we get attracted to money, power, people in this world. But everything is given by Krishna. When we realize the truth, it is coming from Krishna, then we cannot stop ourselves from falling in love with Krishna, right? So the name of the Lord can give us give us knowledge, can give us the nature of the Lord, the beauty of the Lord, the transcendental qualities of the Lord, right? So through chanting, we purify our mind. Then through reading the Shastra, through books, the Shastra, we can purify our intelligence. And unless our intelligence is purified with transcendental knowledge, it is very difficult to deal with problems in our life, right? So Krishna took charge of Arjuna's chariot as a charioteer. He is guiding Arjuna. So because of that, Arjuna was able to cross over all the difficulties, right? So similarly, our knowledge, our intelligence, when sharpened by the transcendental knowledge given by Krishna, we can, when we understand Krishna is the source of everything, He is the supreme controller, then we can naturally get the enough power. Krishna says, तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन माम् उपयान्ति ते. Krishna can give us the intelligence by which we can reach Krishna. Right? So we all go to classes, school, we try to understand things, how, from where we are getting that power to understand something. Right? So Krishna can give, even to materially understand something, we need Krishna's help. Then what about to reach Krishna? We are dependent on Krishna, right? So through book reading, like Prabhupada gave us so many books, so many scriptures to understand the invaluable knowledge, right? So then the most important thing, association of devotees. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, only through association of a pure devotee, the mercy of the Lord can we get. So with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have an opportunity, golden opportunity to get the association of the devotees and to become purified, right? So we'll take this golden opportunity given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and chant and be happy, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, devotees. Sorry if I spoke anything wrong, please correct me. You can ask questions, then we'll ask senior devotees to clarify. Anyone has any questions or not? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, you mentioned that there are 400 species of human beings.
Yes, Prabhu.
Is it based on, is it just based on the three modes of association, or is it something more than that?
So it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam chiratyante kalevaram tam tam yevaiti kaunteya sadatat bhava bhavikaha. So whatever our mind is attached to while leaving the body, then Krishna will see our desire and Krishna sees our activities. If we are qualified to get that desire fulfilled, then Krishna will grant that kind of body. So these 84 lakh different types of species came because I hear from one of the Prabhupada's lecture, when the three modes of material nature, the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance, because there are different varieties that Krishna has created in this world. So through 5 different senses, to enjoy these many varieties, there can be 84 lakh types of desires, it seems, the combinations. So, for example, if I want to eat so much, then elephant can eat so much, right? And based on the desire we have, the Krishna can grant, and based on the past activities we have done. So both those two combinations Krishna will see, and the material nature actually creates that, right? Actually, the material nature is so much accurate that it will consider everything into account and it will create. Actually, it is mentioned Krishna is aloof. Krishna empowers the material nature to happen this automatically. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in 9th chapter, Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. All the under my direction, the material nature creates the living entities again and again. Right?
Especially about 400,000 human beings.
Yes, sir.
Is it just based on the three modes of material nature, or is there something more to it?
So I think so I think it is evolution, Prabhu, my understanding. So once we, as it mentioned in again Bhagavad Gita, if we have enough karma if we perform bhakti or any kind of yoga, even if you are not 100% successful, we can take birth again in a good family that has good culture and wealthy. So I think it is evolution over the period of our based on our consciousness. Even though if we are born in a good family with good culture, again if we come into bad association, we can again fall down. So it is mentioned even devatas also fall under this 4,000 category. So if we perform only good karma, then we will be elevated. And once that good karma is done, we'll come back. So that's what my understanding, Prabhu. Maybe I think it is not 100% answering your question, but maybe some senior devotees can answer. Maybe my idea. Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, thank you very much for nice association and nice class. You articulated very well. Started with a problem statement of the association with Prakriti and modes of material nature. We get like different lives with the bad and good karma, and you nicely shown the connection between the karma and soul and Ishvara.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you very much, Prabhuji. That reminded me one thing recently I heard from one of our Prabhujis that that problem is connected to the acceptability. He mentioned that like the most fearful word is the acceptability. Acceptability means like I accept whatever I got it. So that's where the problems are coming, and that is where we have to be very careful about.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone has some tendency, some interest, personal interest based on the previous vasanas, so they will naturally incline towards that.
Yes.
Because of that, they get attached to something and they will continue to be in that unless we surrender to Guru and
Yes.
Krishna.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there is an example of also like Indra once. I think I'm not 100% sure about, like I'm not fully know about that. Indra once got cursed to have a pig.
Yes.
A pig, and when I think Brahma
Yeah.
came, hey, you are like, your position is Indra, why you like that? So still he's enjoying eating all the bad things and all, and even he's introducing his wife, he's looking at wife. So that he accepted that thing, and like as you said, like we are into that mode of ignorance. That's really, you connected and you provided nice solution also.
No, I mean, I'm just trying to repeat what Prabhupada has given us. That is true, Prabhu. The false ego is so much so that because we have a certain desire to enjoy something, Krishna doesn't interfere with our desire. He gives us freedom. I will please Krishna, not for myself. Right? That mode of service in each and everything in our life can help us get rid of this.
So, Prabhuji, reading the scripture as that it is purifying intelligence. So, mind intelligence and false ego is our three source tattva, right? So, cleaning the intelligence by Shastra, it is also, we can clean just like we told the false ego and mind to be purified. What other thing? Shastra will help all three, or we have to do some other practice to get it purified?
My understanding, Prabhu, especially in by the association of devotees, false ego can be smashed by humbly serving the devotees and Krishna.